Hello and welcome to the most hated show in the black corner of YouTube. I am your host, the whiteologist, Mr. Blows Your Minds, and this is Black Minds News Report. Black Minds News is to report, articulate, transmit, communicate, insinuate, develop, investigate, unveil, decode, spread the news, whether by news, video, website, or quotes from publications. As I, your whiteologist, articulate this information, I ask that the creator of the universe be here, heart, soul, mind, and spirit. Because why? The truth don't need no partner. As a descendant of the greatest people who created this place that we call the United States, we, the BADOS, I'm not going to say ADOS, I'm not going to say B1, I'm not going to say Foundational Black Americans because it's a half flag because they're in turmoil. But as me is to the lineage of what I am, I'm always going to be black first, and ADOS is part of that. Now y'all fighting on that, that's your business. But for me and those who are like myself, we are BADOS, Black American Descendant of Slaves. Some say Black African Descendant of Slaves. We, the today's children, offspring, and present generation, we give honor to our ancestors. You know what the motto of my show is? I'm never gonna tell you what I heard. I'm only gonna tell you what I know. That's right, y'all. Mr. Blow Your Mind is back for the new year that they say is 2020. We don't actually know what year it really is, because they only gotta say, you're gonna say it's over 2020 years from the creation to this earth, then you be mistaken. So somebody is counting from another particular time. Some people may give it to a particular personage in history, but that's what they say. So again, after taking a little hiatus, and I am now returned full studio, which eventually you will be able to see as time goes on. I am back, and today I got a story for you that you probably done already heard. There's been a lot of stuff that's been going on there since I've been gone. So this particular story is like, well, just say you on vacation and there's a party next door. You hear it. You go to bed. About 2:30 in the morning, you hear something. And guess what? Check this out. And let me do all the talking needs for itself. Check this out.
This is the NYPD officer who admits to using that racist language while breaking into the family's home at 2:30 one morning in July of last year. 26-year-old officer Michael Reynolds said in court that he'd had way too much to drink before committing the crime in Nashville, Tennessee, where he was visiting for a bachelor party weekend. He was charged with assault and aggravated burglary, a felony. He eventually pled no contest to the lesser charges of aggravated criminal trespassing and assault and was convicted earlier this month. Conise Halliburton and her children were the victims.
When you can do something like that, you can go to another state and you can commit a crime and you're a police officer, what are you doing in New York?
Officer Reynolds is still on the job here despite a conviction in a racist attack.
If it were anybody else in any other profession, they would have lost their job.
If he gets a chance to keep his job, it stains the whole force everywhere.
In 1 week, more than 11,000 people have signed a petition calling for Reynolds to be fired. The NYPD said in a statement that Officer Reynolds' current duty status is modified. The incident is under internal review. A criminologist and former NYPD lieutenant explains what that means.
The Constitution allows us to contradict any evidence that's brought against us. That same holds true with civil service law.
James Ford, Pix 11 News.
All right, so we are back. First and foremost, I want to say what's good to the fam who stuck out while Mr. Blows Your Mind was getting prepared for the 2020 season. Didn't do no year in review. If you was an avid watcher of the show, you already seen what took place. Ain't no need to do no review. A lot of you kind of fell off, but then you also know that YouTube is doing everything to clear out the black corner of YouTube. Right? What it seems like is that everybody who built the black corner and brought the herds of people that came in and watched all types of different shows and all kinds of stuff that was going on. Now that they can get the big corporate money, they say they hell with us and they're slowly cutting us off. I see a lot of people, a lot of different shows out here now are talking about how the channel's being suppressed. But again, you know, if you've been over here, Mr. Blows Your Mind is the most hated show in the black corner internet, going back since I made that video in April 1st of 2014, which many of you, the reason why you did probably subscribe is because I did the extinction of the white race, that it irritated so many people. Didn't say anything about killing or none of that stuff, but they just couldn't take it. So what did they have slowly been cutting me, killing me off, trying to get me under that 2,900. They've been working, but I'm back and I've got my everything going. And so again, I want to thank each and every one of you, my subscribers who stuck with me through the weather. Thank you, fam. New people passing by again. This is the most hated show on the black corner of the internet. Go down the aisle, see some things you might like. You have to see something that make you feel some kind of way. Remember, the motto of the show is the truth. Don't need no partner. Now let's go ahead. Let me get into this. Now, I know this story might be not new, but, you know, I got to touch it. I'm getting back into the game. So, you see, this was here. I was talking about a white New York police officer who broke to a black woman's home, threatened her. The activists had wanted him fired, right? And so, the person that you see on your screen, their name is Michael Reynolds, who is a New York police officer who was vacation. As they stressed, they made sure to stress that he was on vacation when it took place. He was not on duty, and he was not in the state that where the jurisdiction of him being a police officer was at. And so what you end up having is he was there for, accordingly, was said something about a bachelor's party, right? And you know how it is, like a lot of people get together, you know what I'm saying, got your boys all together, somebody about to get married. I'm pretty sure they got strippers or whatever was going on, called bachelor, whatever they might. Unless it was, you know people talking about the bussy parties. But anyway, so him and they said a couple other officers was also attending. And accordingly, that around, it was happening around like July the 9th, about 2:30 in the morning, right? This individual that you see on the screen here, Michael Reynolds, Again, had too much bat juice in his system. You know, it becomes a truth serum too, right? Sometimes when you drink too much of that, it starts to reveal certain things that you suppress, right? And allows you to be the person who you really want to be if you're not that kind of person, like you're not an extrovert, you're an introvert, and then now you have the courage, that's what they call the bat juice, put the S on your chest, and somehow didn't explain how my man got up out from the party. They didn't say nothing about that, right? Never said anything how he got away from the party. They just said that somehow he got discombobulated due to his being impaired because he was intoxicated, went to a home that seemed familiar or similar to where he thought he was supposed to be. Now, again, it's 2:30 in the morning, right? And maybe he was thinking his boys playing, I said him boys was playing pranks on him. You know, a lot of the pranks that you see, I see some of the newer generations, y'all play like that. We ain't play like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna hot foot me and we gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put a match, burn your feet, and then motherfucker jumping up and he, you know what I'm saying, doing an Indian dance, right? But somehow, him being discombobulated, not knowing where he is, thinking that he can't get in, he a little pissed, so he breaks in. Now, this is what they tell us. Now, again, I'm going to tell you some things that was said in the article. Normally, I would read the article to you, right? But I think that it's better this way for me just to go ahead and to articulate what they said in my own way. That way, it's not so verbatim as to what they say. It's according to how I interpret it, right? But it is there, right? And so what we see is this individual, Michael Reynolds, breaks into a home that is not the party, but it ended up being the home of Kenice Halliburton, right? That was the sister you've seen in the video. And you see that when he broke in, he had some words for the house, right? And so the question becomes, for many of us who live many suns and many moons, and even you brand new ones, right? When you're drunk, are you so drunk that, again, you don't have no recollection? You're so drunk that you don't have no awareness of where you at, right? Can you be that sloppy drunk? And some of you might be able to say yes. For myself, I can't say that. Have I been off my square? Yes, Mr. Blowsman had been up his square because I was kind of not brand new. Went party one night at a club. My partners bought the bar out. And I was like, no, let me get some of them Long Island iced tea. Now, again, I had the Long Island iced tea. You know, there's like 7 strong drinks in there, right? And so the 7 strong drinks, I was, putting them, putting them back. You know what I'm saying? And then it just happened to be the waitress that night was somebody who had went to high school with a brother and kind of had some feelings for the brother, so she was making them a little bit strong. So I'm throwing them back. She keeps serving. Next thing you know, I'm off my square. And all I remember getting home, boys and them got me back to the crib and everything. And after that, from that day forth, I said, I'll never again will that happen to me, right? So, can you be off your square? You can be. Now, but when you like that, I don't think you, at least from my experience, I don't think I would have been in the condition to be kind of like, I'm going to be, going to get into some fisticuffs and going to be talking and woofing. Now, I done had some partners been with someone, they done did that too, done drank too much, I had to get his ass out of the situation. It happens. But this individual kicks down, breaks in. Miss Halliburton and her family had some boys with her. And they sleep. It's 2:30 in the morning. Now, again, they could have went to bed 11, some families, again, you got that certain time when you go to family, you got, okay, they structured. Everybody ain't up all night playing, spades and bones all night. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they got their way how they do things. So here they is sleep. He up in the bedroom with them. He comes up in the bedroom. And so he comes up in that bedroom and he said something that I was like, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. He said this? Now, you heard in the video how the video started off and said that, right? But look at the words that he said that he's now in their presence in their home. And based on what it said as you see on your screen, your interpretations mean there was something else that was taking place, that this could be a whole entire different kind of story. As you see on your screen there, it says, you try and shoot me. What? Hello? You try and shoot me and I'll break every fucking bone in your fucking neck. Fucking niggers. I'm going to say that again. You see it on your screen? I ain't making this up. He's saying to people that seem to me, and if you seeing it, based on the words that you see on your screen, they upgapped on his ass. Oh, yes, they did. They upgapped on them. You know, when that sister was talking, Kenise Halliburton was talking, she sounded like old girl that was in Texas. Remember the story that did where the white man had the gun, trying to pistol whip the sister bust his ass, and then, you know what I'm saying? She sounded like this. She about that. And based on these words that are being said here, you try and shoot me, I'll break every fucking bone in your fucking neck, fucking nigga. Now, wait a minute. They got gun to him. They about to light him up. But you know what it was that prevented him or prevented them from going ahead and laying him down, because they know they're in the right, because I don't know you from Adam. You all up in my crib. No uniform, no insignia. We black, you white, and you done broke up in my crib. Why ain't put the food fox on him? Why ain't lay him down? This could be a different story, right? Now, we advocating violence. No. Imagine you sleep with your family. Somebody break in. Maybe you didn't recognize they broke in. Maybe you did. And they in your presence. You got the security. You have your ADT out. Is this time to be having a conversation? Because I need to protect everybody who up in here, because somebody's intruding in our place of rest. But see, he's drunk, but he ain't that drunk, because look what he's saying. If you shoot me, you try shoot me. So he's cognate to the fact that he see the gun, but he gonna play the John Wayne role, huh? He gonna play John Wayne. If you try and shoot me, if I try and shoot you, ain't gonna be no breaking no neck. It's gonna be call the ambulance. He bleeding profusely. You understand what I'm saying? But that's just the psychosis of an individual who, just because I wear the badge, right? And I feel like I have this immunity to be able to do whatever I please. Now, again, I did videos where we done seen where a police officer, matter of fact, he was a sheriff constable deputy who was moonlighting as a security guard at a damn store that was on the Brothers. Again, y'all seen that last video, who said he could do whatever he want, right? Well, that seemed like be the psychosis that a lot of them have. Now, here you is, should have dawned on you, even in that stupor and in that state, and them guns to you, oh, wait a minute, this is a mistake. I gave him the wrong place. No. That ain't what he's saying. He's saying, he trying to say, I don't care that y'all got no gun. You can't shoot me. Why is he thinking you can't shoot me? Because I'm white. Huh? Because of the programming that this country has programmed in many of us, that a white man can break in your house. You got gun to him, and he don't catch not a bullet. He don't catch a bullet. And based on that, again, as I said in the beginning of the 2020, and where they may be taking a reference to, where the time they may be counting from, a personage that they gave us the name of Jesus, and the image that they gave us, and the psychosis that had bred in us, that if Jesus is white, then God must be white, because if he's the Son of God, then God must be white. And so we as spiritual people, and the way how we is, when we see things, so again, we're going to have some kind of, again, it's wearing thin though, right? It's really wearing thin. So based on that there, I had to say they had the guns on him. The only difference is they spared his life, right? And you heard Kenise say in the video, she said, here he is, knowing he dead wrong. Instead of him admitting it, he's still going to fight it, right? And so what you see is that, again, they said that he did racial slurs. He still called them you fucking niggers, right? Right? Just no respect. Now, you wrong as I'll get out, and yet you're not even having the awareness to realize I'm in danger. But you trying to, bluff. You playing poker. Now, again, they don't specify what the age of the young man that was in the house and none of that. But based on the words that you see on your screen there, you try and shoot me. They had guns on his ass. He lucky that, again, as you go, I'm going to tell you the rest of this story that one done took place, right? So that's what that is, right? There we go. All right. So that's what took place on that, right? So we see that after the fact, when that took place, according to the other article that I have here, that talk about, because there's some other stuff that had came out that didn't come out originally when I originally was doing this story. So I'm glad that I kind of delayed on it, is because after the people, when this story broke, because again, this story goes back in July. It just only came to fruition as of January 1st. And then, people had been petitioning and so forth, right? So anyway, I'm going to get more into this, and then I'll talk about the rest of that. So we see that they end up calling police, right? They end up calling police, and the police came. Now, accordingly, when the police arrived, now again, they say he was drunk and stupor, and his defense is the fact that I was drunk. I drank too much, right? But it's not about him drinking, okay, because that was just, again, the occasion and so forth. But here's what happened here, right? They say that he's 26 years old. He had been on the NYPD for 5 years, right? Now, according to what had took place, again, that was in Tennessee. Remember, he's left New York to go to Tennessee to a bachelor party. And so in September, after what had took place in July 9th, he goes before the judge in September, and he pleaded no contest. Now, he pleaded no contest to assault, trespassing charges, right? Now, in December 6th, based on what took place, now again, they had said in the original article that the judge, that judge name is, what's that judge name? Mark J. Fishburne. They used the word he excoriated, right? Excoriated means he just basically tongue lashed him. He, got on his case, berated him, So based on what he did, the judge is going to tongue lash him. And then after the judge, again, as I just said, that the judge's name was Mark J. Fishburne, excoriated him, he gave Michael Reynolds 15 days in jail, $1,000 in fine, and he's on unsupervised probation for 3 years. I'm going to say that again. Based on everything that took place with the breaking and entering, right? We understand the situation of the story that what he's trying to use. But if it be you or I that been in that situation, Now, again, understand if you don't have prize and so forth, again, there may be some, okay, I get all that. This story could be entirely different if I'm pretty sure if we black and we up in the Halliburton's house. I'm pretty sure they would upload some hot rocks right up into you, right? But by him being white, and I said him, not though did they let him off, the system let him off. This ain't even a slap on the wrist, right? And after they gave him the 15 days in jail sentence, and it wasn't really due until later on, I think it's sometime later, it was this year, is going to be the beginning of it, he still had kept his job. Matter of fact, the NYPD had said they was going to begin this disciplinary case immediately after the case was adjudicated. So they're going to wait for after the case had got done before they figured out what we could do. Now, based on the simple fact, I think that they were using vacation, right, as the word to say, well, he wasn't on duty. Yeah, he's a cop, but see, again, the thing is, a cop is always a cop, regardless whether you're duty or not. Now, the thing is, jurisdiction may be something different, but based on the people, the activists that were seeing this story and what took place, got a petition going. At that particular time, there was about 11,000 of those who petitioned. And what ended up happening is that they were advocating and rallied, and I think they was even out there on Lower Manhattan at the headquarters asking for him to be fired, right? And so we see that even after that whole ordeal, and when Michael Reynolds was in court, he claimed to have no memory of the incident, right? That's what he said. He didn't have no, I don't recall anything that took place. But do you know that when the police of Tennessee came, he made sure to let them know that he was a police officer? How drunk can you be that, you making sure, hey, I'm a police officer? Oh, I guess you could be drunk, but you're going to keep that in there because that's your badge. That's your Superman shield, right? And so there's another thing, too, that I thought that was a little interesting about this story. They said that at the bachelor party, there was another fellow NYPD officer named Thomas Gaberth. And accordingly, Miss Halliburton, Kenise Halliburton, and her family, and there was neighbors, right, that said that they were laughing, right? They were laughing at them. They said that the individuals from that party, and it seemed like it was more than one cop there, one was retired as well, that, that they felt like, well, there was nothing you could do. They laughing at them like, what can you do about it, right? That's how they felt. They felt like there was nothing they could do about it. The children don't even feel safe anymore in that house. They don't want to live there anymore. And it's like, they testified according to his neighbors and the family, and he got 15 days in jail. Right? So after that day, the first one they did the story, then it was the second, they came back and they said that, guess what? He resigned. Right? He had resigned. Now, again, to some consolation to what that may be, that he ended up losing his job. But I think by resigning, I think that's like break the glass in case of emergency when situations like this arise. The reason why I said it is I remember that this story here, right, in the New York Times that came out, and it was talking about cast out police officers are often hired in other cities. I'm going to say that again. This is what the New York Times had wrote back in about 2008 maybe. It was talking about how cast out police officers are often hired in other cities. So resigning so I don't be fired, right? It's kind of like people would play the game, I quit before you fire me, so that way, I don't know if you're going to use them for reference. Right? I don't think that changes anything. Or you just like to have the psychosis of saying, no, he didn't fire me, I quit. But kind of like with the Tamir Rice situation. Remember with the Tamir Rice situation where the individual, the cop, can't remember his name off the top, but he, after leaving the police department, went to another place, and then they come to find out that he couldn't even pass the training, and then they had deemed him that he was something psychologically wrong with him. Yet he was not even held in responsibility for what happened to Tamir Rice, right? And so, again, this story could have been entirely different if they would have gone ahead and uploaded on him. Would they been able to beat it? And I think that's where people sit in their mind in certain situations. And I think this is the area that when white folks are in these situations like this, they know this. You know what I'm saying? I'm white, I'm hot, I'm white, right? All that. Because they know there's a lot of give and take because of the privilege of your white skin. That again, that the neighbors and the Halliburton family all testified that Reynolds and others were laughing, saying they had immunity because of their jobs. And then the job still gives them immunity because they have a break the glass in case of emergency by allowing them to resign. How do you get to resign when you basically, it's kind of like, I guess, if somebody going to offer you, okay, let's say, for instance, you're going to try to go full through trial, and then try at the end when you see that you're going to be guilty, I'll take the plea bargain. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that could work, right? But that's just how it is. So again, getting back into the swing of it, I know on my screen they're saying, I got the right date on there. But again, you tell me what y'all think and how you see this, because again, a lot of people, a lot of the news that's been out here lately is just trying to build up some kind of, spirit that, black people and, we going against, Jews and all kinds of stuff and trying to put us in this bad light to really just, when you think about it, they got away with 2019, right? Think about what I'm saying. Got away with 2019. I think that whole, let me say this for the record. I think that whole impeachment procedure and everything else that happened after, reparations got into the minds and got onto the national stage, I think they went into full take one for the team to get everything to divert off the attention off of reparations. Because now somebody is holding the process up to not do it to fruition, even though, it was just a formality, because again, the last say-so is his party to whether, that's going to fruition or not. And so I think it was just a formality. I think it was just to get so they could not have to talk about this, and they did a great job at it. Because even now, looking in the black corner to see B1, Foundation Black, ADOS, in turmoil, going at each other's neck, I have to say, y'all at half mast, half flag with all of you. I think everybody done dropped the ball. Everybody done forgot the focus on what really is truly it matter. But now it's like people doing the work of the person who y'all supposed to be going against. So I can't tell who's who anymore. The only thing I know is myself and what I stand for and what I believe in. Because everybody else, you can't tell. Yes, I know that, good intents. And I understand that some people intent is only for, maybe selfish means. But, there's been a lot of stuff out here that should have been reported, but during my hiatus, I was watching a lot of other people's channels. And I see a lot of people just got away from what we supposed to be doing. You want to talk about black media. You want to talk about keeping the people informed, but it looks like you're dropping the ball. We got into this beef with each other. We're all trying to fight and vibe and fight for a position to say who's the best. Well, I'm going to put it to you like this, and for those who might hear it, may not hear it. You haven't gone through what I've gone through on my channel. Huh? No one has gone through what I've gone through on my channel. You can look at my channel, you think that this is a rinky-dink, raggedy, ragtag channel. Yes, I've been in the game as long as some of y'all, and longer than some, and not as long as others. But let me tell you, my channel used to pop. Again, I had views 275,000, 50,000. You understand? To now, I can't get past 100. Now I hear people talking about shadow ban and talking about all this stuff. I've been yelling at for years. And y'all done got off the square. So I think everybody need to sit back for a minute and look at each other, because again, I've been sitting back looking. I ain't been doing no shows. And I'm sitting here and I'm just discuss at some of the stuff of why I understand that you want to expose the rat. I understand that. But at the expense of now making everything look like, well, you had a momentum, but somebody came with a big buckets and just doused out all the flame. Now what you're doing is all the people who are subscribers and followers to you are confused. They don't know who to trust. Let me tell you something. This happened once. It seemed like this happened in my years of being here as doing this show and seeing the black corner of the internet. I done seen this happen at least twice before, where the momentum of the black corner was thriving and vibing, and then a situation happened and blew up the whole corner. Guess what, y'all? It's doing it again. For whatever words that can be heard, for those who might hear me and those again, I'm kind of like down at the bottom of the mountain yelling up. But I've been in the game a long time. I've seen a lot of you come in. I've seen a lot of you come in. Some of you been around a long time and just now recently starting to catch on. But again, a lot of stuff that some of y'all was talking when you're talking about that, who put that out there? Right? But anyway, I'm just saying, I understand it's going to be hard to, again, to Voltron and put everybody together. Because everybody got all kinds of different ones. Because then they tell us this thing about everybody's not going to, agree to everything. Well, I think that's a problem. I think you need to agree because you got something that you got all in common. But you done forgot what that is. Because everybody vibing for want to be on the Mount Rushmore. Well, let your work speak for itself, and at time be the one to say who is what. Now, if your agenda ain't right, then yes, it's right. You're supposed to be exposed out here. But all this other stuff, man, in front of your people that you're supposed to be fighting against, well, you're just giving them ammunition to throw at you if you should ever get in the position that you should be leading. They're going to use it. But I guess y'all forgot. Well, y'all tell me what y'all think. Again, I am the most hated show on the black corner of the internet. I have returned. I will be here until the wheels fall off. I done put some investments into what I do now. So I will be doing it as much as possible. So again, go ahead and hit that for me, sir. Let's get it. Let's get it. You got it going? Let's get it going. There we go. All right. Let's get it. All right. So again, I want to thank each and every one of you who came here and clicked on the video. Again, this is the return of Black Minds News. Like, subscribe, share, comment, dislike, do whatever you like. Understand that we are living at a time in history where we're coming to a crossroad. A lot of people are off square, off code, and have forgotten what the agenda is. So I guess it's going to be Black Minds News that's going to have to come in here and try to bring something to some people who are searching because everybody else is losing their way. I'm not saying everybody, many of you. So, again, see one another. When you see your brother or sister, What's good, brother? What's good, sister? If you can't do that much, at least give the universal nod. Understand, there are some people out here who are looking for our demise. I don't know what else more to say, man. It is amazing that what momentum we had until things fell out. But if things are what people are saying, and the rat must be caught and exposed, then so be it. Again, I am your host, the Whiteologist, Mr. Blow Your Minds. Until my next show, peace, love. Until the next show.